Hey, I want to make a make this video to bring awareness to being safe when we deliver because I had an experience last night and I just made a video, but I see it's having some volume issues. But yes, I had a delivery last night. I was supposed to have a Walmart delivery from another company, but so happened my phone went on airplane mode and a reservation that I had for hours, a couple hours before then, for a good amount because those Walmart deliveries are $15 and up. And sometimes at night they'll offer you $70. Sometimes, daytime $30. So these are really good trips. And I had it reserved. I was excited about it. But I had made a stop just before then, and I don't know how my phone ended up on airplane mode. Ended up switching over to another company once I saw I lost that. I said, oh, geez. And this other company had an order to go to Big Lots for some pillows. I said, okay. It said 3 items. When I got there, I saw they were pillows. So I got there and they did not have the exact pillow the person wanted. So I ended up calling them or texting them. I texted them first and they texted back, just as long, I said I was getting associates. I was just letting them know why it took a while. And because it was a decent order, I was okay. But this other company, they're not like $15 orders. When they have these single deliveries, it's like um, it was $13 for 13 miles, but since I lost out on a big order, I wanted something to end the evening with, because I don't really drive at night. I prefer not to for safety reasons. A lot of homes, they don't have lights, and the roads, it's hard to see things in this rural area. And then with a lot of these orders, I notice the people that are way out there in the dirt roads where your car is full of dust, they order the most. So I got the order, and when I had two associates help me to find something similar, and I ended up calling the person. That was my first red flag there. I called, and it was a lady name on the order, and a guy answered, and I initially said, I'm calling to speak to her. I'm so and so calling to speak to so and so. He said, oh, I placed the order, and I said, okay, because that's happened before, no big deal. It could be the husband or a boyfriend. So I get their order. He says, yeah, the pillows, just get the biggest ones you can. So it's 3 pillows. I check out. No, it was 3 pillows. And he says, while I'm on the phone, he says, and also hope you get my pizza order. I hope you'll be bringing that too. I've got a $20 tip. And I was like, wow, $20. Wow, that's pretty nice. So I said, look, I was like thinking to myself, things are working out here. So I was like, I hope so, but I said I'm surprised it didn't initially give me that order. But when I hung up with him, as I told him, I said maybe when I hang up with you, it'll come through. When I hung up, it did come through on my phone, but my phone did the weirdest thing. So earlier was the airplane mode when you have to put in a code. I don't know how it got on an airplane. Now the keyboard, which I never had that, it was stuck over the offer that was ringing through. And the keyboard would not move, so I could not select it. I was hitting frantically. I was in the store trying not to be loud, but I was so upset. I said, oh my goodness, this phone, what is going on? The phone would not move. So when the order disappeared, then the phone went back to normal, where I was able to, when you buy items, you have to scan in the barcode and make sure you have the right item. And since it was something else, I had to bypass and do other whatever to continue to check out. And so I just to let this person know, because he's told me about a $20 tip, so I'm keeping him updated. That's what I usually do, but I'm doing more so now because that's pretty decent. And he answers. He goes, I tell him I'm so upset. I texted him. I'm so upset. It looks like I didn't get the pizza order. And he said, he texted back, oh, okay, no problem. I know you're trying hard there. I'll work it out. I'll work it out when you get here. And so I leave. I'm on my way to him. And like I said, it was in a rural. It was 13 miles. So I'm already in a smaller town, but 13 miles out, like the last 5 miles before I got to him, I had to have my high beams on, and there's no cars were passing by, no lights, no hardly seeing any houses. But for some reason, that last mile before I got to him, all of a sudden I just felt like a dread, and then the trees, and the darkness, and then these trees with the, I was told by a neighbor out here, they're actually parasite, these things that make trees look spooky, the poison, not poison ivy, I forget what it's called, but they hang down from trees, making them look like spider webs hanging down from the trees. But they just stood out to me, and I just had a dread, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to be upset, like, oh my gosh, I hate these orders, and now it's getting super dark. I didn't mean to be out here this late. It was supposed to be a Walmart order. I would have been dropping something off locally in town because I saw a little bit of information on the order. It wasn't that far, the deliveries I was going to be making, and I would have been done. And here I am on this scary dark road, and then my car skids because it's a bunch of sand piled up. This part of North Florida is nothing like South Florida. We freeze here. We got dirt roads. We got a bunch of animals and farms and cows. It's like a whole different world over this North Florida. So I'm driving, and my car skids on the sandy part on the side, and it skids. And I get back on. I just say, "Oh my goodness!" And I wasn't even yelling, but my car just started talking to me, saying, "An emergency," like I guess it was voice command. I never used it. I need to learn how to use it. It said, if you need something about command and for help, press blah 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 or say blah blah blah. And I said, huh? And I was reaching out my hand like, what are you on now? What is this? And I was gonna reach my hand to touch, to turn it off or do something. And I said, no, I'm gonna leave this on. Something just told me, no, leave that on. And so then I'm driving up closer, and it's saying location to your right, and it's pitch black, but my high beams, like I said, were on the last 5 miles before I got there because there were no lights at all. It was so dark. It hits the mailbox, so I verified that, the mailbox, thank God, did have the number, which reflected verifying, confirming I was at the right address. So I back up back to the driveway because the mailbox was past the driveway, but I drove a little closer so I could confirm the address. And I back up and into the driveway, and I say, something tells me back in here where you can get back out. So I back up in there, and I say, please, I hope I don't drive into a ditch because it's so dark. I can't see if they have a ditch or if they have trees falling down because we had all these hurricanes back to back. A lot of people have trees and limbs in their yard, and this was a lot of property here. There was a fence. Was there a fence? No, there was a driveway. But yeah, but the way the trees or the bush where you could tell the property, the outline of the property. So anyway, I backed into the property and ready. So, but the way I backed in, it was so much property. I backed to the like sideways where I could face the house and then just scoot up, turn to the side and drive up out of there. And it's all dark. It's completely dark. I'm like, well, this is it. It's dark. It's like, it's like when it's a hurricane and there's no lights at all. It's a blackout. The house is completely black. And so as I'm turning to position myself where I can speed back out, my light hits a body standing on the balcony, on the porch, in complete blackness. This guy is standing on the porch. My high beam hits him. And so I notice and I say, oh, shoot. And I roll down the window. I say, is this, hi, this is the order for, and I called out the woman's name because he never did give me his name. So I called the name on the order of this woman, and he goes, yeah. And I noticed like my high beam's on him. So, but it's still a distance away because this property it's on a big property, and he's coming down the steps, fine. And then he gets off the steps and he starts limping. And I'm like, I can tell this is a younger guy. I worked in a hospital. This don't look right. And he's like, his head is down. And I'm like, it's a guy about in his late 30s, kind of heavy set. But I let my car kept talking, saying that automated message, if you need help, voice command. And I had my purse, which I usually leave on the car floor. I had picked that up as I got out. I had got out of the car, which, really what I wanted to do was When I saw him standing there on that balcony in the dark, I wanted to toss the pillows and just get up out of there. That's what I really wanted to do. Just throw those pillows and drive out of there. That's what I really wanted to do. But I got out that car, grabbed my bag with my protection, and I held it in front. And I backed out to like reach the back where these jumbo pillows were that he knows nobody could hold these big pillows with one hand. But I grabbed the corner, all three of those pillows, and stretched out my hand with my other hand on my protection in my purse. The way I was holding it, he knew I had my protection. And I was, like I said, I backed up to where my driver's backed up to reach for those pillows behind me, which I had in the back seat behind me. And I proceeded to stand, to where my seat was in case I need to sit back and jump back in there and take off. But I had my eyes on him. So this guy was coming down these steps, fine. I didn't notice a limp. He gets off the steps and all of a sudden he's limping towards me. And I'm like, hmm. And then, and he's talking normally, saying something to me. I don't know. He's saying, oh, the other guy that came, since I had to give him a tip, I remember him saying something. I ended up giving him a roll of quarters. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at you. He's coming at me, and it seems like the closer he's coming, his walk sped up, and it was like he wasn't limping. And then he stopped. I don't know if he noticed where my hand was in the darkness, but he stopped. But to me, I felt he was closer than he needed to be. But then again, he did have these pillows I need to hand to him. But yeah, he just seemed a little oh, and the thing is, like, before he stopped, I noticed him fidgeting with his hands, and I saw with the darkness I could make out gloves. He was putting a glove on his hand. So he was standing in front of me, like putting on a glove on his hand, not reaching for no pillow, not looking at me, but reaching like his head down, kind of fiddling with a glove putting on his hand. So I don't know how he ended up on that pillow. I don't know I'm not too clear what happened, but I know when I got out of there, um, I drove like a half block away where my light shone on some mailboxes. And because I was like, I don't even know where I'm at. I said, I need to mark down this road. I know on the way out, when I was driving, I marked complete delivery. I'm just out of habit, but I know DoorDash, oh, sorry, I said the company name. I'll have to do the video over again.